The Museum for East Texas Culture is located in Palestine, Texas. The museum was originally built as a high school in 1916 and was later used as a junior high and an elementary school. The museum currently houses cultural and historical artifacts from Palestine, Anderson County, and nearby East Texas towns. Palestine is the county seat of Anderson County and is situated at the intersection of U.S. Highway 79, which links Austin, Texas to Shreveport, Louisiana, and U.S. Highway 287, a 1,791 miles long highway which stretches from Port Arthur, Texas to Choteau, Montana. Palestine is located roughly 108 miles southeast of Dallas and 150 miles north of Houston. Palestine was named after Palestine, Illinois, which was the former home of Daniel Parker, an anti-missionary Baptist leader. Palestine was also the home of John H. Reagan and Governor Thomas M. Campbell. Palestine was established due to the lack of a community at the center of the newly formed Anderson County in 1846. The population in 1848 was 178 people. In September 1898, when Superintendent P.V. Pennybacker became ill, the Board of Trustees appointed his wife, Mrs. Anna J. Hardwick Pennybacker, to fill his position and draw the salary of superintendent. This is perhaps the earliest instance in Texas of a woman being appointed to the position of superintendent. Mrs. Pennybacker's textbook, A New History of Texas, published in 1888, would become a staple of Texas classrooms for the next 40 years. A public school system was first established in Palestine under control of the municipal government in 1881. The first classes were held at the Old Palestine Female Institute. Then a high school was built in 1888 at the Institute site on Avenue A in Palestine. In 1915, voters passed a $100,000 bond issue for a new high school. The school's cost of $100,000 in 1915 would cost $2.2 million in 2012. Architects Sanguinet and Stats designed the building. The news of the Palestine School building construction project reached as far as Fort Worth, Texas, home of the architects. The firm is best known for its contributions to the design of steel-framed skyscrapers. Almost every tall building constructed in Fort Worth before 1930, and for a time the tallest structures in Beaumont, Houston, Midland, and San Antonio, were designed by Sanguinet and Stats. The school building features Tudor Gothic-style detail in brick, limestone, and occasional tile panels. The two-story structure on a raised basement is framed with reinforced concrete, allowing ample window space for air and light. Typical features of Gothic style are exuberant forms and decoration, turrets, polychrome brickwork, steeply pitched roofs, gables, pointed arches, bay windows, and elaborate porches. A principal and 10 teachers were the first faculty. Their names are currently displayed on a plaque at the entrance of the school building. The school opened in 1916, and the first graduation for a class of 38 students commenced in 1917. There were originally 8 classrooms, 1 lecture room, a library, gymnasium, laboratories, and auditorium. The high school became the junior high in 1939. Elementary grades were assigned here from 1966 to 1976, when the school was closed. The building was to be demolished after closing because of its condition, but was saved by a group of dedicated citizens who did not want to lose such a historical part of the city. The building was renovated and turned into the Museum for East Texas Culture, which opened its doors in 1982 for the first weekend of the Dogwood Trails Festival in Palestine. In 1955, the school was named for John Henninger Reagan, who lived from 1818 to 1905. He was a Texas statesman and Palestine resident. He was born and raised in Tennessee, and his early life was not unlike that of many young men who grew to maturity in frontier America. He later moved to Natchez, Louisiana, then Nacogdoches, Texas. He's best known for being the Texas Democratic Party leader and Confederate Postmaster General. According to the original blueprints, the main floor contained the lobby, 4 classrooms, a boardroom, superintendent's office, principal's office, public space, locker rooms on each side of the auditorium, lower access to the auditorium, and a drinking fountain. The first floor now consists of the railroad, black history, general Palestine history, and fire department rooms, as well as a gift shop and the museum director's office. The hallways are lined with display cases highlighting historical treasures from East Texas. The railroad room is filled with memorabilia recalling the great days of the railroad in Palestine. The Black History Room displays the history of Palestine's African-American citizens and their many achievements. And the Fire Department Room was developed by members of the Palestine Fire Department to honor days gone by. 2 complete walls of paneling and doors section off the second floor. Between the 2 paneling sections are open areas that were once laboratories in the original blueprints. Now this space is used as an art gallery to display artwork from local artists. On either end of the 3rd level is a small office-like space. The writing on the original blueprints was indecipherable. These 2 spaces are raised by a small staircase and contain windows that look into the 3rd level as well as outside. After climbing the stairs in the left wing to the 2nd floor, museum guests are able to step into the original schoolroom on the left or John Reagan room on the right. The original schoolroom has been restored to resemble a classroom in the early 1900s. Antique desks, books, maps, and chalkboards are on display. Also on display in the front left corner of the room is a rather large dictionary purchased around the year 1923. The inscription inside the dictionary states, "This book was bought by O.B. McReynolds Sr. about 1923 so as to help educate his son." From the second floor, museum guests can gain access to the upper deck of the school's original auditorium. Lower level access is available on the main floor. The balcony contains the original wooden seats and the ornate stage, which was designed to provide wonderful acoustics. The museum rents out the auditorium space for special functions such as weddings, receptions, and class reunions. Moving down the entire flight of stairs, guests will enter the raised basement of the school building. The lower level includes the archives room, the gymnasium, and medical and pharmacy exhibits. The hallway also displays historical artifacts such as an antique stove and a case of antique typewriters. The gymnasium is accessed through the basement. The gymnasium is unique due to the lack of bleachers. Spectators would stand on the upper viewing decks that are accessed on the main level. The main attraction currently housed in the gymnasium is the Ingram Hudson log cabin. This cabin was built in 1857 by the family in a community near Palestine. The cabin was donated by great-granddaughter of the original inhabitants. The cabin stood close to demise in the original location in 1986. In 2007, the cabin was taken apart and reassembled in the museum. The museum was able to save this piece of East Texas history. Inside the house, the furniture and accessories are arranged to resemble the original layout. Several pieces are true to the original time period of the cabin, such as trunks, chairs, and the bed. Several historical agriculture pieces are also on display outside of the cabin, such as a 1917 Fordson tractor, antique hay presses, farming implements, and a wagon. The optometry, pharmacy, and medical equipment is currently housed in the museum, but was used in the past in Palestine's medical offices. The pharmacy items are on loan from Presley Crook Pharmacy, one of Palestine's earliest pharmacies, and the antique medical equipment is arranged to resemble the medical office of Dr. R. H. Bell. Several items, including antique shelving, an operating table, and a very early X-ray machine, are on display. The Museum for East Texas Culture has not only kept the history alive for East Texas, but especially for the Palestine High School building of 1916. The state and nation value its role in preserving history as well. The school building is in the National Register of Historic Places and received a Texas Historical Marker in 1986. The location of the museum is also home to 2 additional historical markers, one for Bonner Frizzle, superintendent of Palestine schools from 1919 to 1951, and one historical marker for Bob Knight, a beloved coach who worked in Palestine for 3 decades. The Museum for East Texas Culture truly keeps the history alive.